Hello, Frank here. In this video, I'm going to talk about the PIF list and a couple of things about the PIF list. One, I'm going to go into, I'm in my account now. You can see I'm in my personal back office. I'm going to go over to the PIF list, the company-wide PIF list. And a lot of people are talking about an error message they're receiving. There is no error message, really. There's no error, no issue with the system. There's a message that pops up if they have a pending transaction telling you that they can't be PIF'd at this time because they have a pending transaction. And that's that way with every purchase. We'll talk about that when we get there. And then I want to talk a little bit about why, personally, for me, the way I created this back in 2018 when we launched Crypto Pros, because we've had the company-wide PIF list since day one, since we went live in October of 2018. But we created it so that there's very little financial risk. If you're worried about paying $2 to PIF someone and they may not answer your email or they may never do anything, then the PIF list is not for you. Don't PIF anyone, because there is a good chance that they'll never do anything, and there's a good chance that they'll never respond to an email. I mean, these are people that have been in the system for 14 days that didn't make a purchase on their own for 14 days. They may never do anything, but we created the financial system so that you don't have to worry about that. And I'll talk about that in a moment. I mean, there's very little financial risk because if you're buying additional ad packs, doing a PIF for someone is the exact same thing from a financial standpoint, and we'll talk about that. So let's first go over here. I want to first cover this error that everyone is complaining about in the Facebook group. There's 8 people on the list right now. When I looked about 10 minutes ago, there was 10. So 2 people have been PIF'd. My guess is the majority of these people right here, if not all of them, have a pending transaction in the system, which is probably why they're still on the list. You're going to see a couple things here I want to point out. You're going to see that this person just registered, the top one right here, Albert Roach. They registered today, and you may be saying, well, why are they on the PIF list? Because they don't go there for 14 days. That means that I personally referred this person. I have my personal link, which is the back office I'm in right now. If I refer someone using this link, they are a direct referral of mine. They're in my direct referral list for 14 days. And if I don't PIF them within 14 days or they don't make a purchase on their own, they would then move to this list, and anyone could basically PIF them and take them away from me as a direct referral. That's the way the system works. I also have a special link with the username PIF List that I use in various locations and mostly free or low-cost advertising. So I know it works because I refer on average about 1 to 2 people per day with that link. And I don't do any really paid advertising other than it's other ad income programs like this. So the advertising and the splash pages work. You just got to use them and you got to be consistent with it. I'm proof of that because I've sponsored about 350 people using nothing but banner and splash page ads and other ad income programs with this PIF list link since I created it. And this person came from that link. So when you see someone that's registration date is current, less than 14 days old, that means that they came from some advertising that I have out there for the PIF list, for the company PIF list. So let's just choose a person. We're going to choose this person, Wally, here. And we're going to click the PIF link. I have money in my purchase wallet. So if you want to PIF someone, you got to have money in your purchase wallet to do it. So I'm going to click yes. I want to pay it forward for username MEWF16. And I'm going to get this message that says the member has a pending transaction for an ad pack purchase and cannot be PIF'd now. That explains exactly why this message is here. There is no error in the system. They have clicked the payment button all the way through to coin payments, and they may complete that payment and purchase ad packs. And if they do, when their ad packs create, they will disappear from this list. If they do not complete the payment, we have the system set up to delete all pending transactions after 48 hours from the time they press the button. And we have on average, when I looked today, we had 280 something pending transactions in the system. I've seen it as high as 500 at any given time. A lot of people click the payment button and don't make the payment. But we've got to give them time to do that before we can allow them to be PIF'd or even make another purchase. It works the exact same way for you or any other member. If you have a pending transaction, in other words, you have clicked and gone all the way to coin payments and you don't make the payment, you can't start the payment process over again. You have to wait for that to clear out. You'll get the exact same message that says you have a pending transaction when you click the payment button. It's no different here, but the problem here is that they're on the PIF list, and a lot of these people will not make the payment. Some do, but the ones that don't, we have to give them time. We can't make the assumption and just delete their pending transaction because they may complete it, in that time frame that coin payments allows it. So that explains that message, and hopefully you watch this and you understand this is not an error in the system. We can't do the check until we try to make the purchase. And basically, when you're doing the PIF button, you're making a purchase on their behalf. So it works the same way. We can't put the check until after we try to make a purchase for them, because it just won't work, because it would make no sense there's no way to have that check ahead of time. So that's how it works. And it's just a pop up there. And if, at that point you can't do them, go on to the next person. So that's how the PIF system works. Another thing that I'm asked is, how do we know these are real people? And, well, they're real people because they have to log into the back office before they populate here. So they've registered. They may be using a junk email address. Who knows? A lot of people do that to join programs. But they have to log into the back office to appear here. So they had to register, they had to go to the login, they had to enter the username, the password, the 4-digit passcode, and log in, or they would not be on the list. Now, there is zero guarantee that any of these people, actually the majority of them, probably never will do anything. Remember, they registered, they've been a member for 14 days, they didn't make a $2 purchase. Maybe they don't have a Bitcoin wallet. Maybe the whole crypto thing is confusing to them. Maybe they're totally broke. Maybe they just registered and there are people that register for everything. You never know why someone doesn't make a purchase, but they haven't made a purchase in 14 days. But what we created a system where personally I'm not worried about whether they do anything or not. Because from a financial standpoint, there is no different than purchasing an additional $2 ad pack. And so that's what I want to talk about right now. So if you're the type of person that's worried about spending $2 on a prospect that not only registered, but logged into the account, spending $2 on them, you go buy a generic lead, you're going to pay $1.80 for it. I don't care where you go. A decent generic lead is $1.80. And then you've got to introduce them to your business. Here, you're getting someone that saw an ad for Crypto Pros. They registered, put in all their information. They logged into the account. You get them for $2. Now, again, I would say 90% at least will never do anything. But I'm not worried about that because of the comp plan. The comp plan pays the exact same thing on a PIF person as it does on an additional ad pack purchase. And most of our active members are making additional ad pack purchases. The only thing is you don't get the banner and the text ad for that. The person that you PIF gets the banner and the text ad for that, but you make the same thing because of the 100% match. You get the matrix pay when their matrix position creates, then you get 100% match on that person regardless of where they fall the next 20 levels downline from them, because you get it on their 20 level downline. All the matrix income that position makes, you get a 100% match. So financially, it's no different than purchasing an additional ad pack. So that's why a lot of people don't really understand that or get that. I wanted to kind of walk through that. And if you have any questions about that, talk to your sponsor, post in the Facebook group. A lot of people are starting to get that concept, and now they're kind of leaning toward PIFing people, even creating campaigns to bring people in as direct referrals and PIF them, which is the best way because you have access to them for 14 days. What I recommend is if let them purchase on their own. But if they don't, before they turn 14 days old, PIF them, because it is no different than purchasing an additional ad pack. Only thing is you don't get the actual advertising for it. The compensation part is identical. So I hope that explains that and how we created the PIF system back in 2018, why we did it the same, why we even put it in here, because it is very little, in my opinion, there is hardly any risk on the PIF. It's only $2. And again, you get 100% match on it. You get matrix income when it's created. So you're not going to pay $2 for it. You're going to get some income immediately on the position creation in your downline. So if you have any questions about that, you're still confused about that, post in the group, get a discussion going. A lot of our members understand it, and I'm sure they'll be glad to explain why they think the PIF is a great option out there. And again, I always say, ideally, I would like to see no one on the PIF list. That, either 100% of our members are either joining or their original sponsor is PIFing them. That would be ideal for me. But obviously that doesn't happen. And for various reasons, people end up on this list and they're available to you. So hopefully you see the value in it. If you don't use the PIF list. It's not for you. It's a tool. Every tool is not for every person. If this tool is for you and you have the understanding of what the PIF is about and how the compensation works, then by all means use it. If you don't and you're concerned that they may not do anything, don't PIF anyone, because there's a good chance they will not do anything. A very small percentage probably will. But the way I look at it, that's only a bonus. So hope that helps. Ask questions if you're still confused. Post them in the Facebook group. We'll get a discussion going on it. Take care.